Welcome to the Dreamlands. We have got a Deserts of Kharak 1v1 for you guys. This is going to be a coalition versus Khaaneph, and it's going to be on the shallows. Two pretty damn good players as well. One of them making his debut on my channel, so this should be pretty cool. As we jump in, you guys know the routine. We'll do player introductions and then jump right into the action. So let's bring up tabs. Let's check our orientation. So we're on the south. Alright, so Team 2 spawning on the south side of the shallows. It is going to be Agent B8factor playing as the Khaaneph. Now, B8factor is a player who is pretty new onto the scene, but he has actually proven himself to be very, very solid player indeed. He's been mixing it up in the Artifact Cup and doing pretty well. So it's always nice to see new players kicking ass. Actually, I played against him for the first time the other day, and I thought to myself, he's new, I can be super greedy and just kind of screw around and stuff, and he absolutely face rolled me. So definitely beat some respect into this guy, that's for sure, which is always nice to see. So Agent B8factor playing as the Khaaneph on the south side of the shallows. Now his opponent all the way over here on the north side of the shallows, it is going to be Greippi playing as the coalition. Greippi is a player that everybody should be familiar with. If you've followed Deserts of Kharak since the early days, he's something of a legend in the scene. He was in the #1 spot on the ladder for a very long time, dominated the competitive scene in the early days of Deserts of Kharak, and is a very, very good player. So this should be a pretty damn exciting matchup. Now let's see what we've got for build orders here. Greippi, of course, has gone for the support cruiser first. I can't see his tech, sadly, but I can probably assume he's going to get a couple early LAVs out, or AAVs, pardon me, and then transition into a railgun heavy centric composition. And what have we got going on for Agent B8factor? He's got a second production cruiser in production. So it's going to be a double production cruiser opening. And because he already has his natural saturated with two salvagers on RUs as well, I suspect an railgun opener, because you don't need two on RUs from your expansion if you're opening assault ships. So double production cruiser, very likely to be railguns. That should be a pretty damn good build. I haven't seen this in quite some time. This is kind of like Trend's build. It's something he does a lot and he does very well. So let's see how B8factor does with this build. I'm pretty excited to see it. Now, is Greippi going to have the answer to it? I suspect that he will. He's fully saturated his main, he's fully saturated his expansion site, so he is on 2 resource locations, taking the lead in terms of economy, and already getting salvagers long hauling from his third. Does he have anything in production? A second base runner, that's crazy. So both players have actually grabbed an early artifact. Looks like it's going to get tied up for a 1-1, and B8factor is indeed producing assault railguns from both of his production cruisers. Now here's something interesting. Greippi's base runner is going to spot the play. So that is going to tip Greippi off to the fact that there's a forward production cruiser, at least one, and it is producing units, and he's going to see what the unit is as well. Very, very likely. Assault railgun is going to pop out, and it's going to be within the vision range of that base runner. So Greippi is going to need some railguns on the field. That's how you counter this build. He doesn't have any units yet. Does he? No, he does not. Oh boy, he might be in for a little bit of trouble. But with only a couple of assault railguns on the field, a little bit of smoke from some AAVs, which are just now hitting the field. So, ooh, interesting. Greippi does have the carrier production upgrade, so he is able to produce 2 units at a time, so he can actually keep pace in terms of unit production with Agent B8factor, which is a really, really good thing. And he does have railguns research. Look at that timing. A couple of railguns pop out onto the field, some nice smoke just to buy himself some time. I can suspect that there are going to be a couple more railguns showing their faces here. Some nice positioning for Greippi, keeping his railguns back, getting them onto this high ground, and then screening with his AAVs. So we do have the dart maneuver upgrade, it looks like. Oh no, we do have, we don't. That's the speed aura from the Khaaneph power systems. Looks like one railgun went down, one AAV also took a severe beating, but with double railguns coming out of the carrier, Agent B8factor cannot push into this, so Greippi successfully sees him off. Nice play by both players though. Greippi's pushing up with his carrier just to help bully these units off. What have we got on the back of this? What I would like to see is production cruiser refinery mode. Oh, look at that. Perfect follow-up to this. That means B8factor can go directly up to 3 base economy, and he can keep tabs with, or keep pace with Greippi here. I anticipate another support cruiser from Greippi fairly soon. Oh, and it looks like B8factor was actually able to take the second artifact. That's very cool. Got some turrets going down here, maybe? So Greippi does have his base runner way the hell over here. Not sure why. Let's check out what this guy's up to. I imagine he's probably going to want to place down a turret here and try and slow down B8factor, but that is not going to happen. Both production cruisers are back on this side of the map, and they're spewing out sand skimmers. They are going to clean this base runner up in short order. Blast drones even coming out onto the field, so pretty diverse unit composition from B8factor. Assault railguns, blast drones, and skimmers. Oh, is he going to go for a turret drop? No, he's not. He's going to send out a UAV, which is going to get cleaned up immediately, and then this base runner is going to go down. So I don't know what that was all about, but whatever it was held off quite nicely by B8factor, who is up actually a 2-1 in terms of artifacts, which is pretty damn nice. And he's able to keep pace economically with Greippi, so pretty impressive stuff. What do we got for upgrades? No upgrades yet, but there are 6 railguns on the field and 2 AAVs. Greippi does have a second support cruiser on the field. So both players looking pretty damn even at this point in time in terms of military units and economy. Oh, we've got a couple of blast drones coming in. Oh, this could be potentially huge. Wants to get this blob right here. Can he do it? Oh my god, so close. That one blast drone was just out of range. One railgun goes down, 2 almost go down. Some pretty damn nice splits from Greippi. Some nice micro on both sides of this engagement, I gotta say. And very good answers from B8factor in terms of unit composition. So he knows that in order to counter these assault railguns, Greippi is going to be forced to go into a heavy railgun-centric composition. So skimmers are definitely something that you want to get out in that situation. But nice micro again. Look at that from Greippi, just bringing those railguns back, bringing the AAVs forward. We're able to push off all those sand skimmers. We have a bit more skirmishing going on the left side. A couple AAVs coming in for some harassment there, going to get shut down by these assault railguns. What is this? Look at that greed. Holy crap. Greippi is actually on 4 base economy. This is, I think, the only map where you could actually ever say that. There are 4 resourcing locations per side, and Greippi has actually taken all 4. So his macro is actually going to start getting pretty damn out of control pretty damn soon. We do have some armor upgrades for the assault railguns, as well as the damage upgrade and armor upgrades for the coalition railguns. So still keeping pace very closely. And B8factor is going for a 3rd artifact. Now he has spotted Greippi's 4th, and he's going in for some harassment. Really nice harassment with these assault railguns. Oh, they're going to get the support cruiser too. Very nicely done. Almost get some salvagers too. He wants to pull back. He doesn't want to engage through this smoke, I don't think. But he's doing it. He's pushing right in here, forcing a full retreat from these AAVs. However, now these assault railguns are totally behind enemy lines, and a nice flank from some sand skimmers. Look at this. Going to clean up that railgun. Might get another railgun. Really nice, actually. Totally well executed flanking maneuver. But with these 4 AAVs, they're going to push off these skimmers. Some nice micro again from Greippi. What else is going on here? These have got to be heavy railguns. They are indeed. Some really nice positioning on those heavy railguns from B8factor, just in case a couple of AAVs sneak past the front line. That's going to be pretty useful in shutting those down. Forward assault railgun, but look at this massive unit starting to come out from Greippi now. Holy crap, that's scary. This is very much his typical playstyle, just kind of like a brute force mass AAV and railgun. It hits you like a ton of bricks, and it's pretty damn scary. So a third artifact, in fact, did get dropped off on the back of that attack for B8factor, so he is up 3-1. That is pretty damn nice. Went for a fourth. Fourth is going to get taken down by these railguns. Ooh, man, if these AAVs get on top of this resourcing operation, that is going to be bad news. Look at this railgun positioning again. So nice. That is going to be so helpful in shutting this down. Oh, man, look at all of this. Oh, boy, we got a siege cruiser on the field. And it couldn't have come at a better time. Look at this, man. Siege cruiser is going to wreck face. This map actually is really, really good for artillery. There's so many little dunes. Well, I guess you can't really call these dunes. So many little hills, grassy hills. Strange thing to say about this game. That you can hide behind and slowly inch forward. Siege cruisers on this map are pretty damn awesome. And we are in for a serious macro slugfest. This is awesome. So Greippi has grabbed a second artifact. He is going to deliver that, closing that gap between artifact counts, and another flank here from some assault railguns. I just want to comment on this really briefly. Oh, are they going to get this support cruiser? Oh, that could be huge. Oh my god, they get it. Amazing, amazing play. Okay, I want to talk about what Agent B8factor is doing with these railguns, because it is really damn good. He brought them up here and then hid them back here and waited for Greippi to move out with the bulk of his forces, and then just brought them back in, sniped a support cruiser. That's the second support cruiser he's been able to snipe, and he's shut down this fourth resourcing operation. So forcing Greippi to stay on even keel with him in economy so that he doesn't get like a snowbally kind of macro advantage. We don't have any upgrades for the skimmers yet, but we have a pretty significant number of them, and they're doing a pretty damn good job on keeping these railguns boxed in. The aggression from B8factor is looking very, very healthy. His macro is looking healthy, and his micro is on point. Definitely takes a solid player to go toe-to-toe with Greippi like this. He is a strong player indeed. Now, he hasn't been on the scene for quite some time. He did take a pretty extended break and has only been playing periodically, but still, he is a very good player. Oh, nice barrage. Is it going to grab a unit, though, is the question. I don't think it is. Greippi was just moving. Another production cruiser hits the field. Goes out into the middle of the field. Not entirely sure why, but we do have a second siege cruiser. Oh, man. B8factor does not want to let this happen. Oh, this has happened to me, namely in a game with A-Game. If you let your opponent camp rails up here and bring his carrier up here, it is bad, bad news. Oh, but we do also have artillery cruisers on the field now. 2 of them for Greippi, so that's going to go toe-to-toe with these siege cruisers. And I don't think this game is going to end anytime soon, so it looks like we're gearing up for a real macro battle here. Just what I like to see. B8factor bringing his carrier out onto the field. A couple of units of power. Oh man, this one siege cruiser is in big trouble actually. It's going to go down for sure. With a nice move, and this is what I'm talking about. If you let these railguns get onto this high ground here, it's pretty damn scary. But a nice barrage. Now that is a money barrage right there. Going to clean up a bunch of these units. Pop a couple more missiles in there from the carrier. There you go. Oh, 2 direct hits. That was beautiful. These are going to get cleaned up. Bunch of heavy railguns on the field now too. So heavy railgun, assault railgun, missile ship, and siege cruiser. That is a really nice composition. Pretty damn scary to engage. The siege cruisers will keep you at range. because it's suicide to try and take a siege cruiser at close range, so they'll keep your opponent at range and let your heavy railguns pound into them. A little bit of a flank here. What was that about? I do apologize if I missed that. Probably trying to get some economic harassment in, but there is an AAV. Is there any turrets over here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, there is a turret near mid, so a turret and an AAV, that's enough to shut this down. Some really, really nice positioning on these artillery cruisers. Look at that. The middle of this map is so good for artillery. Uh-oh. This could be bad news for this artillery cruiser, but a sweet turret right here. Oh, that's perfectly placed. And the AAV ready to respond to this threat. So the skimmers are trying to get a flank in. Typically a pretty good idea. Sand skimmers can take down artillery cruisers pretty quickly. What is this? 3 artillery cruisers. Oh, man. This is a good old-fashioned standoff right here. Look at this. Neither player can push into their opponent's territory, and everybody's stuck in terms of artifacts and stuck in terms of military ground gained. Now, B8factor does have a 4th artifact. He has picked it up, and his base runner is currently hiding behind the carrier with it. But with this much artillery just blind firing, like, look at that. Just forcing those heavy railguns back. Really nicely played. What is B8factor going to do? You know what he needs to do? He needs to get more power into his missile system and see, because you can see on the map, even if you don't have vision, you can see where the artillery cruisers are firing from. So you just want to fire your missiles directly onto that point. Don't bother doing the base runner. That's not really going to help. With like 3 or 4 power into missiles, you can take out artillery cruisers super, super quickly. Big engagement going down here, but a superior number of heavy railguns is going to hold the flank. That is 11 heavy railguns. Do they have upgrades? They do. They have armor upgrades. Oh man, a nice flank from some sand skimmers, and the Khaaneph carrier pushing forward under cover from the siege cruisers' barrages. Gonna push back Greippi yet again, and a forward turret. That is a nice turret placement. Wow, I haven't seen a map game this close in quite some time. The map is basically cut in half, but I see trouble brewing up on the hill there. Oh man, a massive flank, 6 AAVs. If they get behind here, they're gonna just sweep through all of B8factor's salvagers. Nice barrage, gonna do some heavy damage to this artillery cruiser. But B8factor's left flank is getting pushed hard by these artillery cruisers, backed up by some railguns, a forward turret with some AAVs in reserve. Looks like this is going to be one of the game-deciding engagements for sure. One artillery is going to go down. Oh, you want to bring your siege cruiser right through mid and directly attack that artillery cruiser. That would clean that right up and get your siege cruiser right here on top of the enemy's carrier. Oh man, what a bloody battle. Is he going to go for it? He's insane. That is never going to make it in. A nice little flank though from some skimmers. Just going to put a little bit of pressure on. Did those AAVs come down? Oh, they did. Right behind that battle, they cleaned up one entire salvaging site. They are going to get cleaned up by some railguns finally, and a siege cruiser. We got 2 siege cruisers back there. That's pretty damn nice. This production cruiser is way, way out of position. I imagine that that was the production cruiser from right here. So in fact, I don't think B8factor lost any of his salvagers from that spot. This production cruiser and base runner are both in a lot of trouble though right now, and slowly but surely B8factor is just getting pushed back into his territory, and you see more and more of the map turning red. Greippi is about to grab a 3rd artifact, so he is going to tie it up. Somehow this base runner is still alive. That makes literally no sense. Nice missile barrage. Want to get another one coming up this siege cruiser. Oh man, so it is tied up in terms of artifacts 3-3. If B8factor can clean up all of these units, Greippi doesn't have much else on the field though. Oh no, look at this. AAV's right on top of these salvagers. Greippi isn't producing units though. There he is. Now he's producing units. He is still on 3 bases actually. So if he's able to just prevent mining off of this location permanently and then keep harassing this location, he'll eventually wear B8factor down. The thing is, he just doesn't have any military units onto the field. So with a little bit of scouting, B8factor could read that, grab this siege cruiser, push it into mid, clean up that artillery cruiser, and then just let it rampage unchecked through all of this stuff. And that would be a massive, massive pickup for him. Tons of AAVs. Look at this. Seems like kind of a weird choice with siege cruisers on the field, but they are totally out of position right now. So these AAVs are going to swoop in yet again. They're going to shut this base runner down and push onto this resourcing site. Both players' mains have mined out, as a matter of fact, and we're actually coming down with only 9 minutes left in this match. This is like going to be a half-an-hour game, which is very unusual for a 1v1. Tons of action all over the map. Look at this siege cruiser just miss. This entire barrage is just going to miss. Oh, it gets it. Excellent. So finally that artillery cruiser gets cleaned up. Now let's take a look at the map here. Oh man, this is exactly what I feared. Those AAVs have pushed all the way through, cleaned up this entire resourcing site. They're cleaning up back here, and it has forced Agent B8factor all the way back into his starting location. Now all he's got left is his carrier and 2 siege cruisers and a small wing of sand skimmers as a flanking force. Is he going to be able to do it? These 2 siege cruisers can probably take this entire army though. With a couple of missiles, I think you should just ignore this stuff, kill it with your carrier. That's exactly what he's doing. A couple more missiles, that AAV is going to get cleaned up. There we go, nicely done. And it's coming down to a showdown, and oh man, we've got a cruise missile. Nice hit, very nice hit. 2 siege cruisers are still alive, but they are desperately weakened and they don't want to push into these railguns. Oh man. Oh, look at that. And the split on these railguns now. Both of these siege cruisers are caught in crossfire. They're both going to go down. Agent B8factor's last stand. All he's got is his carrier. Does he have anything else on the map? A small wing of skimmers. Greippi, what the hell? He's mining up here too. Holy crap. So he's mined out like 5 bases in this game. Or mined from 5 bases, I should say. And his carrier is weaponized. It's got full power and weapons, 3 in range, 1 in healing beams. That is terrifying. I don't think there's anything that Agent B8factor can do at this point. But he fought valiantly and well, and that was a very, very good battle. So we'll just watch this last final showdown in full cinematic glory. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash that thumbs up if you did. Let me know what you think in the comments. And keep sending me those replays. I've had a ton of replays sent to me on Discord lately, and they've all been really good. So I'll be getting to casting them, you know, steadily. 1 or 2 games a week for sure. How is this carrier still alive? Is what I would like to know. Oh, nice hits too. Oh yeah, we're coming up for another carrier showdown. Whoa. Is B8factor in the lead in artifacts? No, he's not. So I think he might just be trying to push the clock. Does he have a base runner on the field though? He does not. He's actually completely cleaned up. All he's got is his carrier, a couple of salvagers and production cruisers, but no money at all. So he can't build anything. And now he is cornered. Oh, and there's another artillery, 3 artillery cruisers on the field. And is this gonna end on a nuke strike? Oh man, almost kills the carrier. Very, very nice. Railgun crossfire yet again. Artillery fire raining down onto the carrier. Man, he's not giving up, but there he goes. Alright, so Greippi takes the game after a very, very long and hard-fought game. Congratulations to Greippi for the win, and well played to both players. Thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.